You're not lazy. You're mentally overloaded. You want too many things at once. And your brain doesn't know where to start. So it shuts down. You probably don't see yourself as lazy. You see potential. You see ideas. You see a better version of your life. You know you could be doing more. And that's exactly why this hurts. Because every day, there's this quiet tension. You wake up with good intentions. You tell yourself, today I'll start. But then, nothing really happens. You scroll. You watch videos. You prepare. And suddenly the day is gone. At night, you replay it in your head. Why didn't I do anything? What's wrong with me? And slowly, you start using a word that does real damage. Lazy. But here's the truth. Lazy people don't feel guilty. Lazy people don't think about growth. They don't imagine better futures. They don't feel frustrated with wasted potential. You do. Which means this isn't laziness. This is overload. Your brain is not designed to handle vague ambition. It doesn't know what to do with goals like get disciplined, fix my life, or become successful. Those aren't instructions. They're pressure. When your brain senses pressure without clarity, it reacts the same way it reacts to danger. It avoids. Not because you're weak. But because uncertainty feels unsafe. So your brain looks for something predictable. Your phone. Social media. Videos. Anything familiar. Not because it feels good. But because it feels certain. Let me show you how this works. If I tell you, change your life, you'll probably freeze. But if I tell you, stand up and put your phone face down on the table, you'll do it instantly. Same brain. Same energy. Different clarity. That's the key. You don't lack discipline. You lack clear starting points. Big goals feel motivating in your head, but terrifying to your nervous system. Your brain doesn't execute dreams. It executes steps. This is why motivation never lasts. Motivation shows you the destination. But it never tells you how to take the first step. So you get inspired. Then overwhelmed. Then stuck. And here's the dangerous part. The longer you stay stuck, the more personal it feels. You stop saying, I didn't act today. And start saying, this is who I am. That's how people lose confidence without even failing. But nothing is wrong with you. Your brain just needs better instructions. Here's a shift that changes everything. Stop asking, what do I want to achieve? Start asking, what is the next physical action I can take in under 5 minutes? Not today. Not this week. Right now. Want to get in shape? Don't think about losing weight. Put on your shoes. Want to write? Don't think about finishing a project. Open the document. Want to learn something new? Don't think about mastering it. Watch one lesson. That's it. Your brain relaxes when the task is concrete. Clarity creates calm. Calm creates movement. And here's something most people misunderstand. They think motivation comes first. It doesn't. Motivation is a result of action. You move first. Then motivation shows up. Not before. Quick pause. If this is already changing how you see yourself, and you're realizing you're not lazy, just overloaded, subscribe and follow. This channel is for people with ambition who want systems that actually work in real life. Let's go deeper. Another reason you feel stuck is because you expect clarity before action. But clarity comes from action. You don't think your way into momentum. You move your way into it. This is why perfectionism is so dangerous. It sounds smart. I'll start when I'm ready. I just need a better plan. But perfectionism is fear wearing a mask. Fear of doing it badly. Fear of wasting effort. Fear of finding out you're not as good as you hoped. Here's the truth nobody likes to hear. You don't feel confident, then start. You start. And confidence follows. Every action is a vote for a new identity. Every time you show up, your brain updates its belief about who you are. But that only happens if you keep the bar low. Very low. Here's a rule you can use. Lower the bar for starting. Raise the bar for consistency. Your job is not to do a lot. Your job is to show up. Badly. Briefly. Daily. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you overload it, it shuts down. If you train it gently, it adapts. Tiny actions train trust. Trust leads to momentum. This is why people who change their lives often say, it started with something small. Because small actions don't scare the brain. They invite it. So today, don't try to fix your entire life. That's too big. Pick one thing you've been avoiding. Define the smallest possible step. And do just that. Then stop. Tomorrow, do the same thing again. That's how momentum is built. Not with motivation. Not with pressure. But with clarity and repetition. Quietly. Unimpressively. But permanently. Let me end with this. What's on?